Okay, in this lesson we are going to start designing our website. Now before we start designing the website, there's a few things we need to get ready and get in order. Now over the last few lessons you've made a banner and a logo. So there's a few things I'm going to need you to get ready, and guess what folks, it's your banner and it's your logo. So if you can't remember where your banner and logo is, I'm going to show you two places where they will be, and if they're not in one place, they'll be in the other. So the first thing is this. I've asked all of you to make sure you upload your banner and your logo to your team. Okay, now your teacher will have hopefully instructed you how to do that if you didn't know how to already. And if you ever need to get this back, just click on the three dots and go to download. And what will happen is it'll download it back into your downloads folder, or it'll ask you, like mine now, it's saying where do you want to save it. So I'm just going to say save the file, and then hopefully that'll end up then in your downloads folder. If you've forgotten to upload it to Teams for whatever reason, then the other option you've got is if you log back into Adobe Spark. Now if you can't remember how to get into Adobe Spark, go to Hub. Once you've logged into Hub, click on Adobe Spark, and then what should happen is you should find then all of your logos and banners here. If you wanted to re-download one, all you got to do is click and hover over these three dots here. Click on the three dots and then click on download, and what will happen then is it'll download again for you. This does take a few seconds, but as you can see there, it's just downloaded, and that's saved into my downloads folder. And if I just get my downloads here for a second, you can see now I've got a few copies here ready to use. So before you go any further, you need to have access to your banner and your logo. So what I would do now is I would pause the video here and make sure they're in your downloads folder for now, or a folder that you can access, because you are going to need them when we build the website. So pause the video and make sure you have access to your logo and your banner, whether it's on your Chromebook, whether you're on a Mac or PC. Can you pause it and make sure you've got access to it now? Okay, so the next part that we are going to look at is actually building the first part of the website, which is actually nice and easy. So I'm going to go back to Hub, because we're going to need to make sure we're logged into Hub, and we are going to click on Just Too Easy, which is here, J2E. Now when I click on J2E, sometimes this does take a few seconds to load, so if it is, just leave it. It will eventually load, and if it doesn't, just go back and click on J2E again and just wait for it to load for you. There you are, so mine is now loaded, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this Just Too Easy Bloggy, or J2 Bloggy. It's an orange looking logo. Now you may have less tiles than me, you may have more tiles than me, it depends, but you should have this orange J2 Bloggy icon. Now when you click on J2 Bloggy, it will load. Again, this could take a few seconds. If it does, just leave it and it'll be fine, and you should see something like this. Now what you are going to do is you are going to click on this new button here, and when you click on this new, it's going to then ask you to give your website a name. Now this is quite important. I do not want you all calling it Space Chase, because that's the name of the theme. Hopefully you've thought of a good name and you can use this name now. Now if you haven't thought of a good name, now's the time to pause the video and have a quick think of a good name for your website. Okay, so I'm going to put my name in. I'm going to just call it Space Race, and I'm going to set this here to be my school. Now you probably won't see this public because there's a teacher option, but I'm going to leave it there set to my school, and then I'm going to click on create. Now what it's going to do is it's going to take a few seconds, and then the page is going to reload, and voila, we have a website. Okay, so I'm just going to take you through a few things with this website first. The first thing is you'll notice there's not a lot of pages on this website. In fact, you've got one little page there, look, which is news, and we're on the news here. This here is a blog entry and we'll be changing this later. And you can see it's got the date here, it's got today's date, which obviously whenever you're watching this, you'll have today's date on it. And if I go down, you'll see there's not much else on this site. So we're going to be building this up. Now, before you go any further, I'm going to need you to get to this stage. So just to recap really quickly, you need to make sure that once you've logged into Hub, you click on Just Too Easy. Once Just Too Easy is launched, you then need to click on J2Bloggy. Once J2Bloggy is launched, you then need to click on New. And then when you've done that, you need to think of a good name for your website. And then click on My School. And then click on the Create button. Can you all do that for me now? Pause the video and make the first part of your site, please. Okay, before we start building our website, I just want to explain a few things to you. The software that we are using, although it's provided by Just Too Easy or J2E, this is actually something called WordPress, which is used on a lot of websites around the internet. It's what's known as Content Management System, or CMS for short. And to be honest, it's a skill that I've been wanting to teach you for some time, and it's just a case of this is now a perfect time to do it. There is a little bit of a steep learning curve, but if you take it slowly, like I'm going to go through everything with you now, you will be absolutely fine with it. We're going to start by building a basic structure, and then I'm going to be setting a task for you to just make your home page here. That's all that we're going to look at in the first part of this lesson. Now, there are some extension tasks that will be in place for you, and they'll be placed on Study Zone. And I just want to talk to you about some of the things that you can do with this site. Now, I'm going to go through this here just as a really quick example. This is a lovely little site that I've started to make, and you can see here we've got Dave the Rave Space Chase, which is great, and you can see I've got the home page there, or news page, and then I've got these drop down menus here which will take you to different parts. And on my welcome here I've got a little intro and I've got my logo and so forth. This is actually using the same template as this. The only difference is it looks ever so slightly different because we've customized it. But this can be customized further, and you could, if you wanted to, create something like this. So this is just basically a video start on the front page, right? And what I've done is I've chopped and changed a few videos and put them together, and then we've uploaded it to a new theme. This theme looks a little bit different, as you can see. The navigation bar is a little bit different, and obviously the way the effects that it uses are going to be different as well. Now, there is no need no requirement for you to make something like this, but a lot of people do ask about it, and when they see it they do like it. But if you can't do this part, please do not worry about it. Okay, so this is what we are going to start doing. Your first task is we are going to click on the customize option here. The first task of making the website, I should say. We're going to click on the customize here, and then you'll notice things have changed. Now, the first thing that we are going to click on once we've clicked on the customize is the site identity. Now, the site identity has the title in it, and then we have a tagline. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do in a moment is change the tagline. Now, you can, if you wanted to, change the site title. So you can see now I've taken the dash out there, and if you did make a mistake with your name, you can change it now. Your tagline, well, you can put whatever you want in for that one. You can even leave it blank should you wish to. But the tagline is like a motto or something similar. Now, if you wanted to, you can put something in there, but if you didn't, you don't need to. Once you're happy, what I need you to do is click on this back page here, and then we're going to look at colours. Now, for colours, you can notice this theme doesn't have a lot of colours. You've got a text colour option, which you probably won't need to change, but if you did need to change it, click on the text colour, and then you can change it to something else should you wish to. So I'm going to go with a greyish colour there, and then I'm just going to go back. Now, you'll notice nothing really much changes with this. If I go and change it to a completely different colour, you'll notice not a lot is changing. And the reason being, it's not actually affecting this text here, it's only affecting the heading, because this text is in a completely different section. So be careful, because when you are changing this, it's not actually going to be affecting the main part down here. The header image is this big image here, and this now is where we are going to need your banner. Now if you haven't got your banner, you need to make sure you have it now. What we are going to do is you're going to add your banner in to this website. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this add new image, and then we need to upload it here. Now you'll notice a few things. When we are doing this, we need to drag our banner into this part here. Okay, so we need to drag our banner in here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my banner, hold down and drag it in. And if you look what's happened, it's uploaded there for me. Now when I click on select and crop, what it's going to do is it's basically going to ask me, what do I want to see? Now if you remember, I gave you instructions on how big to make this banner, so hopefully there won't be too much cropping going on here. Now once you're happy, click on crop image, and what should happen is, like what's just happened there, it's now just gone and re-edited my banner. Now at this point you may say, oh hang on, look what's happened here, I can't even read that space race. That's fine, let's go back, let's edit it. So let's go back here, we're going to go back to colours, I'm going to select that colour, and I'm going to change that there to something that you can read. Now you may actually get to the point and say, actually I can't get this to work, and I really don't like this now anymore. That's fine, go back here, go back to site identity, and then remove the site title out of it completely, and then it goes there. Now then, there's quite a lot to do in this first part, so let's just go through that really quickly. Click on the header image, you're going to click on add new image. You then need to click on this uploads files. You need to drag your file in here, and then once you've done that, select the file that you want, click on select and crop, click on crop image, and then wait for it to be placed in there. Can you pause the video now and insert your heading or your banner image into the header part here, please? What we're going to do is click this back button here next to header image, and we're going to go down to menus. Now this is where we are going to set our menus up here. Now you can see at the moment I've only got news, but we're going to add some more in very shortly. So I'm going to click on this J2 blogging menu here, and you can see I've still got the news category, but we're then going to add items in. Now I've just clicked on that, and you can see now the whole site has moved over slightly. Now we've got some pre-made pages here which I could potentially use, but we're not going to at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in here where it says add new page, and I'm going to type. So the first thing I'm going to do is game 1, and then I'm going to press enter. And what that does is it adds game 1 in to the main menu for me, which is great. So let's add another page in. So game 1 instructions, press enter, and you've seen now it's put that in there. Great. Let's add game 1 code, press enter, and then we're going to do one more, play game 1, press enter. Now I'd like you to add another navigation setting for game 2. Hopefully we are going to make one. So if we say game 2, press enter, then we're going to repeat the process. We are going to say game 2 instructions, press enter, and then game 2 code, and then play game 2. Now if you make a mistake at any point, all you've got to do is click on the little X here, and then that will remove that page. If you then need to add it back in, just click on it and you can add it back in. If you've made a typing mistake, just add a new page in and then replace that. Now there is one last thing we need to do with this. You'll notice in this grayed out area here, the navigation bar now has got a little bit cluttered, and you can see we've got game 1 instructions, game 1 code. So what we are going to do is we're going to move things around, and we're going to make something called child pages or sub pages. Now this is very easy to do. You click and just move it in slightly and then leave go. And I'm going to do that for all of these 3 here. Everything that's game 1 is going to live inside game 1, and we're going to do the same thing there for game 2, so we're going to move everything over for game 2. Now what you'll notice is in your website everything will move over ever so slightly, and hopefully that will be a good look for you. Now we can test this out later, but what I need to do now is pause the video and make your pages like so. So you basically enter the navigation option, the menu option, then you go to J2 Bloggy or J2 menu, and then add items and add your structure in like this. If you did want to add any more pages, you are more than welcome. You don't have to stick to what I've got, but as a minimum I would like you to put in the pages that I've explained there. Right, so the next part of this is to click on this back button and click back again. Now we'll come back to the widgets another time because that's where we're going to add some additional features, so don't panic about those at the moment. And where you go homepage settings, you just need to make sure that's on your latest post, and then we're done for the main part of this setup. Now what you will notice is at the moment it says you are customizing Untitled. It'll only say that if when you go into your site identity you don't have a site name. So if you wanted to, you can still give it a name. Now you can see mine there has got spaces on it because I've put that name back in, but if you don't want to put a site identity in, you can leave it as it is and it will actually still work. Okay, so the next thing we do is we click on this publish button here, which is in blue. You should see a loading sign, and then hopefully it'll come up as published. And then what you need to do is click on the little X that's in the left corner opposite published, and then what should happen is the site should reload. Now this is something we're going to have to test very quickly. If I just take my mouse and hover over game 1 and game 2, lovely, you can see that there now is working, which is great. And if I went into one of these pages, as an example, let's go into play game 1, there's not really going to be anything there apart from obviously a blank page, which is exactly what I want. So let's go back to this news here, which is like our home page. So we are now going to need to organize and edit this welcome message. Now before I do that, what you need to do is make sure that you publish your work and then you close that little customize option there. So pause the video now, click on the publish blue button when it's appeared. If I just go back into the customize just to show you, click on this published button, and then once you are happy, click on the X, and then we can start rebuilding. So pause the video now and then complete that last task, please. Okay, so this now is going to allow us to change our basic first page, and I'm going to take you through how we do this very quickly just by clicking the edit button. Now there's 2 types of editors built in with this software, and I'm going to take you through the first one very quickly. Now you'll notice yours may look like this, or it may look like this. Now you'll notice on the right hand side there you've got a text and you've got a visual. For this first part we're going to use the visual builder. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm in this visual, and then we are going to delete everything that's here. And as you can see, everything's gone, which is great. And if I went into one of these pages, as an example, let's go into play game 1, Okay, so your first page needs to be a welcome, it needs to be an introduction, it needs to be you introducing the website. Introduction, you are going to need to write something down here, and we're also going to get our logo in, and I'll show you how to do both in a moment. So the first thing I'm going to do is welcome to the site. This site is going to be dedicated to the games that I have made. Okay, so I am going to allow you time to write an introduction to the website in a moment. Just before we do that, I'm going to show you how to customize this page, and I'm going to show you how to put your logo in. Now, the logo isn't going to be placed nicely because we're just going to put it into the middle of some text. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that very quickly. So if I click and highlight this welcome to the site, you notice at the top here I've got paragraph and options, so I can make things stand out, I can make things bigger. Over here I have options to make things change color, and if I wanted to, I can change the main color of the text as well. But you have to be quite careful with that, just in case you want to make sure everything is still readable. Now, once you're happy and you've chosen the colors and you're happy with the text that you've got to put in, we are going to then look at adding our logo in. So to add your logo in, I am going to press enter a few times and get my cursor down, and then we're going to click on this add media button. And like we did before, whenever we want to upload something, I'm going to click on this upload files here, and then we are going to drag and drop our logo in here. So my logo is in my downloads folder. So I've got my logo here, and I'm going to insert post, and you can see now it's put that in for me. Now you can move this around a little bit should you wish to, so you can align it to the center, you can align it to left or align it to right, and you can also choose no alignment as well. Now, can you move this around? Well, you can move it around a little bit, but you can see it doesn't wrap text that well. Right, so in other words, I've got a line there and it's put now the next line underneath. So don't worry if it is doing little things like this, that's absolutely fine. This is why I said write your text here and then put the logo underneath. Now, this is what I'm going to ask you to do very quickly. And this is probably going to take you the rest now of our lesson. I need you to make sure you have a welcome message on the site. Normally, I'll tell you exactly what you need to write. I'll give you a few ideas, but this now is where I'm going to leave it open to you. I want you to write an introduction to your site. So you know that you're going to have games on there. There's going to be instructions. You can tell me what you've done to learn about the games. You can tell me your high score. You can tell me anything you want, right, on here. But I need you to write some text, write me a welcome message, and then I'd like you to place your logo somewhere where the text lives. Okay, so you can either have the logo after all your text, you can have the logo in the middle of your text. It's your choice. Once you've done this, what you do is you click on update. That saves the website. You always have to click this update, and then if you want to view it, just click on this permalink button here, and this takes you direct to your front page. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is make sure you've got a front page set up, ready, set to go.